Hello friends, welcome back to channel NEET Biology Expert. I am Dr. Parveen. In this lecture series, we are studying Class 12 Biology, Chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variations. In this particular lesson, we are going to study in detail about the methods of sex determination. Let's get started. What is sex determination? Sex determination is the method by which the distinction between male and female is established in a species. This is a biological system which determines how the differences between male and female they are present in an organism. So this determines the development of sexual characteristics in an organism. For example, say females, they have different morphological structure, right? A female have breast, long hair, uterus like this. These are the characteristics of female. And male have testes, beard like this. These are the characteristics of male. So, how this male and female characters are appearing in an organism. So, what controls all these things? So, studying about this is called as sex determination in organisms. Previously, the mechanism of sex determination was a puzzle for the biologist until geneticists came and they identified something called as sex chromosomes. Yes, Carl Heinrich Henking in the year 1891, shortly called as Henking, he was a German biologist. He was working with insects, particularly when he worked with squash bug. Biologically, we call this organism as Anasa tristis. This is squash bug. So when Henking was working with the spermatogenesis mechanisms in this particular bugs, he noted that the sperm contains some peculiar structures. Only 50% of the sperm contains that specific structure and rest 50% of the sperm did not have such structure. So Henking named that peculiar structure as X body. Because we know that whatever we don't know specific name, we give X, Y, Z like this, right? So accordingly, Henking, he gave that particular structure as X body, whatever he noticed. But he could not able to explain what was that and what is the significance of that X body and all. Later, many scientists, they repeated his experiments. So they found that whatever Henking found was nothing but chromosomes. So that X body was later named as X chromosome. So Henking, this man was the first person who gave the experimental evidence for chromosomes or the chromatin body present on the cells. So see here, the X chromosome was discovered by Henking in the year 1891. So these two are much important. And similarly, we know that Y chromosome are also present, right? X chromosome and Y chromosomes. These are called the sex chromosomes. X chromosome was discovered by Henking in the year 1891 and Y chromosome was discovered by Nettie Stevens in the year 1902. And this man is Henking and Nettie Stevens is a lady. She discovered the Y chromosomes. So later, scientists found that these X and Y chromosomes, they are responsible for the determination of sex in organisms. So they are called as sex chromosomes. The X and Y chromosomes are called as sex chromosomes. So the sex chromosomes determines the sex of the individuals in dioecious or unisexual organisms. So these sex chromosomes are important. They only determine the sexual characteristics, the differentiation in the dioecious organisms. So what is dioecious organisms? Dioecious means the organism which has either male or female reproductive organs. These organisms have either male sex organ or female sex organ. Can't have both. So such type of organisms are called as dioecious or in another way unisexual. That means only one sexual characteristics is present. So example, mammals and human beings, we all are dioecious or unisexual. On the other hand, we have the opposite thing, that is monoecious or bisexual. So what is monoecious? Both the male and female reproductive organs are present on the same organisms. So we must remember here that the sex chromosomes are responsible for the determination of the sex only in the unisexual or dioecious organisms. Right. So later, after the discovery of X chromosomes and Y chromosomes, people came to know that these chromosomes are responsible for the sexual characteristics of the organisms. The chromosomal theory of sex determination came and it was proposed. Who proposed chromosomal theory of sex determination? It was proposed in the year 1902 by McClung. McClung, he proposed chromosomal theory of sex determination. You might have studied the chromosomal theory of inheritance in the previous lessons in genetics. Chromosomal theory of inheritance is completely different from chromosomal theory of sex determination. Okay, so chromosomal theory of inheritance says that the inheritance of the characters from one generation to another generation to the offsprings is carried out through genes which are present on the chromosomes, whereas this chromosomal theory of sex determination, what this says? It says that the chromosomes play a major role in the determination of the sex in most of the dioecious organisms. Chromosomes play a major role. Okay. In the diploid organisms, the pair of the chromosomes determine the sex of the individuals. Say human beings, we are diploid organisms. We have a pair of chromosomes, right? So those are called as sex chromosomes. So those sex chromosomes determine the sex of the individual in the diploid organisms. Okay. So this chromosomal theory proposed by C.E. McClung. So he is McClung. The sex chromosome is also called as allosomes or heterosomes. These two terminologies is also used for the sex chromosomes. Okay, right. Now, let us see what are chromosomes. So, if you take a cell, see this is a cell. Inside the cell, we have the nucleus, right? So, in the center part, we have the nucleus. So, inside the nucleus, these small spindle-like structures are called as chromosomes. So what are chromosomes? They are tightly coiled, packed DNA, right? DNA contains the genetic material. So this spindle-shaped structures present inside the nucleus are called as chromosomes. They are chromosomes, right? So in every organism, they have specific number of chromosomes. So sex determination in human beings, mammals and all the higher organisms is done with the help of specific chromosomes which are called as sex chromosomes. Suppose, say for example, take a human cell. In the human cell, inside the nucleus, we have the chromosomes, right? So how many numbers of chromosomes are present? We have 46 number of chromosomes. So out of this 46 chromosomes, 44 chromosomes are called as autosomes, okay, and 2 chromosomes are called as allosomes or sex chromosomes. The other name for allosome is sex chromosomes, okay. The 44 chromosomes which are responsible for our eye color, hair color, our other organ structures, functions of the heart, other internal organs, all other things except our sexual characteristics are called as autosomes. The 2 chromosomes which are responsible for our sexual characteristics, whether we are a male or a female, we have specific characteristics, right? So the 2 chromosomes which are responsible for such specific sexual characteristics are called as sex chromosomes or allosomes. Okay, so out of this 46 chromosomes, these chromosomes exist in pairs, right? So when we give numbering to these chromosomes, like in karyotyping, we have like this 23 pairs of chromosomes. So only the 23rd pair is called as the sex chromosome, which determines the sex of an organism. The rest 22 pairs are called as autosomes. So now let us see how the sex in an organisms are determined by the sex chromosome in little detail. So this sex chromosome, that means the chromosome which are responsible for the sexual characteristics in an organism, can be broadly classified into 2 categories. One is called as homomorphic chromosomes and another is called as heteromorphic chromosomes. So what is homomorphic chromosomes? By looking at the name, we can say the meaning. So homo, what is homo? Homo means same. What is morphic or morphology? Morphology means external structure, right? So the chromosomes which have the same external structure, same appearance, they are called as homomorphic chromosomes. And whatever gametes the organisms having such chromosomes produce, also the gametes also look alike. Okay, so we could not able to differentiate here which is the male gamete, which is the female gamete, or other hand we can say which is the chromosome responsible for the male characteristics or which is the chromosome responsible for female characteristics. We could not able to differentiate just by looking phenotypically, by looking externally. So such type of chromosomes are called as homomorphic chromosome. So in another word, we call this as homogametic. Gametes means we know that the gametes are the reproducing cells in an organism, right? So any organisms having this homomorphic chromosomes, they produce the same type of gametes. We could not able to differentiate which is the male gamete or which is the female gamete by just observing phenotypically. So such chromosomes are called as homomorphic chromosomes. On the other hand, we have heteromorphic chromosomes. So again, by looking at the name, we can say hetero. Hetero means different, right? Different. Morphic means morphology. The chromosomes which have different external morphology or phenotypic appearance are called as heteromorphic chromosomes. So in other words, we call this as heterogametic chromosomes because the organism having such heteromorphic chromosomes produces different types of gametes. So the male gamete will be different in shape and structure, female gamete will be different. We could able to appreciate the shape and structure externally. Okay, so such chromosomes are called as heteromorphic chromosomes. Again, this heteromorphic chromosomes is divided into two categories, male heterogenicity and female heterogenicity. So, for male heterogenicity, we have XXX0 type of sex determination and XXXY type of sex determination. So, these two categories comes under male heterogenicity. And female heterogenicity, we have two different types, Z0 type of sex determination and ZW type of sex determination. So these two are examples for female heterogenicity. So in this lecture, we are going to study in detail about this whole thing, right? So the first one is homomorphic sex chromosome. So what is homomorphic sex chromosomes? I told you the chromosomes, when we see phenotypically or externally, we could not able to differentiate which is the male chromosome and which is the female chromosome because they look alike. So such chromosomes are called as homomorphic chromosomes. And when they produce the gamete also look alike phenotypically. Okay, so such gametes produced by the homomorphic chromosomes are also called as homogametes. Homo means same type of gametes. So the example for the organism having this type of chromosomes are some varieties of frogs. So just look at this picture. So in this picture, this is an homomorphic chromosome. Okay, example is a frog. So what is homomorphic? So both the chromosomes look alike. Okay, so see here we know that X stands for female chromosomes and Y stands for male chromosomes, right? So look here, the shape of the X chromosome and the shape and size of the Y chromosome, they look exactly the same. Okay, we could not able to differentiate whether which is X or Y. So this is the chromosome of a frog. This type of chromosome is called as homomorphic. Whereas look here at the left side, this is a chromosome of a human being. So here the X chromosome, look here, the structure of the X chromosome, this is the X chromosome which is long. Okay, whereas this is the Y chromosome which is just half in the size of the X chromosome. So by phenotypically we can say the longest one is the X chromosome and the shortest one is the Y chromosome, right? So this is an example for heteromorphic chromosome. Heteromorphic chromosome. Understand? So homomorphic and heteromorphic chromosome. So the individuals with the heteromorphic chromosomes, they produces two different types of gametes. So the gametes, we could able to easily identify the gametes by looking at that phenotypically. So such gametes are also called as heterogametes. Hetero means different, gametes means reproducing cells. So different types of reproducing cells. Okay, so this is called as heteromorphic sex chromosome. So far we have seen the differences between homomorphic and heteromorphic chromosomes. Now let us move on to the heteromorphic chromosomes or heterogametic chromosomes. So how sex determination occurs in this heterogametic chromosomes? So in this heterogrammatic chromosomes, there are two types of sex determination. So one is male heterogenicity, the another one is female heterogenicity. So what is male heterogenicity? In an organism, if the gametes produced by a male determines the sex of the offsprings, this character is called as male heterogenicity. So the example for this is XX, X0 type and XX, XY type. Similarly, what is female heterogenicity? In an organism, if the gametes produced by the females determines the sex of the individuals or the sex of the offsprings, this character is called as a female heterogenicity. So the examples are ZZ, Z0 type and ZZ, ZW type. So let's move on to the first category, male heterogenicity. The first example, XX, X0 type of sex determination. So this type of male heterogenicity exists in insects, particularly grasshoppers, cockroach, aphids, honeybees, hemipterous like bugs. So all these bugs, honeybees, grasshoppers, aphids, this type of organisms. So this type of sex determination is present. So what happens here? The female insects have two X chromosome. Okay. So the female insects have two X chromosome, whereas the male have only one X chromosome. Okay, so the another X chromosome is absent. So male has only one X chromosome, female has two X chromosomes. So this combination determines the sex of the offsprings. So let us understand using this picture. So this is an example of cockroach or grasshopper, okay, where the female insects are homogametic. Homogametic means the chromosomes present in the females are two X chromosomes. Okay, so the gametes produced by them are X and X. X and X are the X produced by the females. Whereas in the male, this chromosome is heterogametic. That means only one X chromosome is present in the male. The another chromosome is absent. That's why when the gametes are produced, half of the sperm has X chromosome, whereas half of the sperm has no sex chromosome at all. No X chromosome or no sex chromosome. So that we say as 0. Okay. So the female insects produces the gametes with X chromosome, whereas the male produces gametes with X chromosome or with no chromosome. Okay. So what happens for the offsprings? So let us put Punnett square for this. This is the male insect with two type of gametes, some with X chromosome and some with no chromosome, that means 0 chromosomes. Okay, and this is the female insect with two types of gametes, both has the X chromosome. So when the ovum carrying the X chromosome unites with the sperm with the X chromosome, then the offspring will have XX. Similarly, here also the offspring will have XX. Again, when the ovum with the X chromosome unites with the sperm carrying no chromosomes, okay, now the zygote will be XO, okay, zygote will be XO, and this determines the sex of this individual. Similarly, here also XO combination. So now the offsprings with XX chromosomes will be a female, and the offsprings with only X chromosome, only one X chromosome and another one 0. This type of offsprings will be male. Understood? So this type of sex determination is called as XX, X0 type of sex determination. Here the female produces the same type of gametes. Females are homogametic, whereas male produces two types of gametes. One gamete with X chromosome and one gamete without any X chromosome. So the combinations of this male with the female results in the formation of the male and female individuals. Understand? Now let us move on to the second category, that is XX, XY type of sex determination. This is also called as Lygaeus type of sex determination. So example for this are human beings, mammals and also Drosophila, fruit fly. So what happens here in this XX, XY type? Here the sex chromosome in the females are pair of X chromosomes. That means females have two X chromosome. Okay, females have two X chromosome, whereas the sex chromosomes in the male are one X chromosome and Y chromosome. So if one X and one Y is present, this is male. So this type of chromosomes are present in this human beings and mammals. So look at this picture here. So these two X chromosomes which look alike in the size, in the shape, everything. Okay. So these are called as homogametic chromosomes. So this XX homogametic chromosomes are produced by female, whereas one X and one Y, they look different, heterogametic. Okay. So this XY heterogametic chromosomes are produced by male. Okay. So now let us see how the sex is determined in the human beings. So here of the total sperms produced by the male, 50% of the sperm will have X chromosome and 50% of the sperm will have Y chromosome. 50% chances. Suppose if the sperm with the Y chromosome unites with the egg or the ovum with the X, okay, always ovum having only one type of chromosome, that is X, we said, right? So if Y chromosome of the sperm unites with the X chromosome of the egg, this will result in the XY combination, which will be a male baby. Okay. Similarly, when the X chromosome of the sperm unites with the X chromosome of the egg, this will result in the XX combination, which is a female. Okay. So when we put a Punnett square, it will be like this. The X chromosome of the sperm unites with the X chromosome of the egg. So it will result in XX female. Okay. And similarly, X chromosome of the sperm unites with X chromosome of the egg, which will result in XY type, that is male. So this is how the sex is determined in the human beings based on the which type of chromosome is produced in the male. Okay, so this is called as male heterogenicity. So what is male heterogenicity? When the gametes produced by the males is of two types, it determines the sex of the offsprings. This is called male heterogenicity, or in other words, male gametogenicity. See, we have seen so far two types of sex determination, XX, X0 type of sex determination and also XX, XY type of sex determination. These two are examples for male heterogenicity. How? In XX, X0 type of sex determination, we have seen grasshopper and cockroaches, where the male gametes produced are of two types. It have either X chromosome or the without sex chromosome. Okay, either gametes with X chromosome or gametes without any chromosome, that is zero chromosome. These are the two type of gametes in XX, X0 type of sex determination. And also in the second type, XX, XY type of sex determination in human beings, the male produces two types of gametes, either with X chromosome or with Y chromosome. Okay, so the sex of the offsprings are determined by these gametes only, because the female gametes are same. They are both are X, just X. Okay, so this type of sex determination is called as male heterogenicity, where the males always produces heterogametes, that means two different types of gametes, where the female always produces homogamete, that means only one type of gamete, X type of chromosome containing gametes only. Understand? So this is the first type of sex determination. Now let us move on to the second type, that is the female heterogenicity. What is female heterogenicity? If the offspring's sex is determined by the female gametes, that is called female heterogenicity. So the first type for this is Z0 type of sex determination. So this type of sex determination is present in certain varieties of moths, butterflies and domestic chickens. Okay, moths and butterflies, etc. See, already when we talk about sex chromosome, we have used the alphabets X chromosome and Y chromosome. Okay. Now, in order not to get confused with the same type of chromosomes, this X and Y letters have been replaced with another two letters, that is Z and W. Okay. So, X is replaced by Z and Y is replaced by W. So, these two are the new alphabets we are giving for the chromosomes now for this type of heterogeneity. Okay. So, in the female heterogeneity ZO type, the females have one sex chromosome that we call as Z. Female has only one chromosome. Okay. Female. What about the another chromosome? Another chromosome is absent, that is 0 in the female. Okay, previously we have seen X chromosome was present in male and another X chromosome was absent, 0 in the male, right? This is just opposite of that. Here Z chromosome is present in female, the another copy of the sex chromosome is absent in the female, that is 0. This we called as Z0. If Z0 is there, this is female. And what about the male? Male has 2 copies of Z chromosome. Male has 2 copies of Z chromosome. Now, look at this. This is an example for how the butterfly's sex will be determined. So here, the male butterfly is homogametic. Homogametic means they produces 2 chromosomes of the same type, right? So they contain Z chromosome and Z chromosome. So the gametes will be Z and Z in the sperms. So in the female, they are of heterogametic. So the female has heterogametic, that means only one sex chromosome. So the X produced by the females has 50% Z chromosome and another 50% has no chromosome, that means 0 or absent. Okay, so these are the gametes. ZZ male produces ZZ type of gametes, Z0 female produces Z and 0 type of gametes. Okay, now let us see the combination using a Punnett square. So this is the female gametes. Okay, the female gametes, that means Z and 0. This is the female gamete and Z is the male gamete. Okay, now suppose if the male gamete, the sperm, combines with the egg with the Z chromosome, this results in the formation of ZZ offsprings. Similarly, the second one, ZZ offsprings. Suppose if the sperm with the Z chromosome combines with the egg with no chromosome, this results in the Z0 combination, and again here results in the Z0 combination. So the butterflies with ZZ chromosome will be male and the butterflies with Z0 combination will be female. Understood? So this type of sex determination is called as ZO type of sex determination. Now let us move on to the second type, that is ZW type of sex determination. This is just the reverse of XX and XY type of sex determination. Okay, so this type of sex determination is present in insects like gypsy moth. This is gypsy moth, and fishes, reptiles and birds. In this organism, this type of sex determination is present. So what is the importance here? Here the male organism has 2 chromosomes which are called as ZZ chromosome. Male contain 2 ZZ chromosomes. Female contain 1 Z chromosome and 1 W chromosome. Okay, understand? So I told you this is just the opposite of XX, XY type of sex determination. What is the example for XX, XY? Human beings, right? Okay, so the example is human being. Here ZZ, ZW type of sex determination, the examples are birds. Okay, let us just combine these two. In human beings, if XX are present, these will be female. If XY is present, this will be male. So see here, if 2 similar chromosomes are present, that will be female in the case of XX, XY type of sex determination. Similarly here, if 2 similar type of chromosomes are there, it will be male in case of XX, XW type of sex determination. Okay, this is just the reverse of the XX, XY type. Okay, now let us see how the sex determination occurs in the birds. So see here, in case of birds, the male are homogametic. That means the male have 2 similar Z chromosomes. So that's why all the sperms, whatever they produce, they will be of only Z type. Only Z type. No other type will be there. Only contains Z chromosomes. Whereas the females are heterogametic. Okay, it contains ZW chromosomes. So half of the egg will have Z chromosome and half of the X will have W chromosome. Okay, so how the combinations of the offsprings will be here. So for this, let us put a Punnett square. Let us put a Punnett square again. Okay, so if the Z chromosome of the male combines with the ZW chromosome of the female, so what will be the offsprings here? So the Z and Z, here Z and W, here Z, Z, Z and W. So these are the combinations in the offsprings. Understand? Now here Z and Z results in the male offsprings and Z and W results in the female offsprings. Okay, so this is the sex determination in case of birds. So this is called as female heterogenicity. So what is female heterogenicity? Here the female produces two different types of gametes which determine the sex of the offsprings. So this is called female heterogenicity or female gametogenicity. So take examples of both. In the first one we saw Z0 type of sex determination, and second we saw ZW type of sex determination. So in the first type, in the ZZ or Z0 type, okay, we saw butterfly as the example, right? So the female gametes will have either Z chromosome or no chromosome, zero chromosome. This will be the female gametes chromosome types, okay? And in the second type, ZW, say in the birds, the female gametes, that means the eggs will have either Z chromosome or W chromosome. So these two are the different gametes produced by the female, which determine the sex of the organism, sex of the offsprings, because the male have the same type, only ZZ. Understand? So since the female determines the sex of the individual or the sex of the offsprings, this type of sex determination is called as female heterogenicity. Now let us recap what we have studied so far in this lecture. So we have seen what is sex chromosomes. Sex chromosomes are the chromosomes which determine the sex of the organisms. The sex chromosomes can be classified into two broad categories, homomorphic and heteromorphic. Homomorphic chromosomes means externally they look same. Both the male and the female chromosomes look same. The gametes produced by them also look same. Okay. And heteromorphic means externally the chromosomes looks different and the gametes produced are also different. The heteromorphic chromosomes are having two broad categories. That means the chromosomes which determine the male heterogenicity and the chromosomes which determine the female heterogenicity. So for the male heterogenicity, we have XX, X0 type and XX, XY type of sex determination, and female heterogenicity ZZ, Z0 type and ZZ, ZW type, and we have seen the examples also. So look at the key points given for the male and female heterogenicity in this table. Okay, so the first one shows the key points for the male heterogenicity. See here, if X0 and XY are present, this type of chromosomes are present means this is male. Okay, so whereas XX and XX present means this determines the female. So here the gender of the offsprings is determined by the gametes produced by the male because they are of different types. Okay, so this is an example for male heterogenicity. Whereas here if you see, if ZZ and ZZ are there, ZZ, that means same gametes, these determines male, whereas in the female ZO and ZW, two different gametes are there. So ultimately the female only determines the sex of the offspring. So this is an example for the female heterogenicity. Understand? So I hope this lecture is clear for you. Our next lesson will be about sex determination in human beings. If you like this lesson, like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel NEET Biology Expert. Thank you.